again in the playoffs. They only ever met in group stages. Maybe possibly because Team Spirit didn't necessarily have the best performances early on. There were some times where Tundra didn't necessarily look so hot. So they never matched up in the playoffs until we come to this match right here, Avery.
Time to find out who's the best of the strugglers all year, I guess, even though somehow both these teams are also on top at the same time.
Yeah, it comes close to, the end of the year where the matches really matter, and no surprise, the TI-10 champs and the TI-11 champs look in form.
Team Spirit are just an 8-figure team, right?
They're a what?
8 figures. If the tournament's over 8 figures, they show up big. Maybe they're going to reduce that to 7 figures.
I was thinking a figure 8, and I was like, is this some sort of like...
I think they're starting to extend that range, right? Maybe 7 figures, couple 7-figure tournaments. Like, okay, maybe we'll try a little bit, But generally, they're in for the big prize. Everything else is chump change. They'll leave it to the Western European teams. They can have all of that, but
you guys can fight over the million.
They have been very dominant lately, and Tundra, I think they found something that's starting to work for them a bit, and they seem very confident. And of course, very explosive lineup, very nerdy lineup as we've seen this tournament, with another very toxic draft with Grimstroke Dazzle opener. Throw some team fight and some laning behind it. But of course, Yatoro on his signature Phantom Assassin, he's played it 3 times this event. He's won 3 times, and he has 40 kills over those 3 games.
Jeez.
So he's coming for you.
That is
no way around it.
Scary hero and a scary stat line to be given.
Surprisingly, he also has a lot of deaths with it too. He averages like 4 or 5 deaths a game with the PA, which is more than other people. So maybe that speaks to how aggressively Yatoro plays with this hero.
Yeah.
About to find out. I mean, this is not a game he can play aggressive in the early mid game. I think you jump into this Tundra lineup, you are going to disappear, right? Someone's getting soulbound, you're getting dazzle poison, there's grave. One of the interesting interactions, everybody's been calling my theories a bit crackpot lately, but hear me out on this one, Cap. Hear me out on this one, okay?
Comes.
You got dazzle, right?
Yeah.
You go into the late game, you have permanent grave.
Uh-huh.
Wow, I mean, how does PA jump the void when the void is invincible? He's permanently graved. You just run him in.
Yeah. That's a theory, all right.
You don't need to find the PA. You let the PA find you. And then you lock him in a cage.
Doesn't that mean that PA should be really good at just hunting the dazzle first in a lot of these fights?
Perma-grave himself, too. Graves for everybody.
You can't perma-grave 2 people.
Well, you perma-grave yourself first.
Okay, then he jumps on the faceless void,
and then
blows up the void in 3 hits.
What, do you have buybacks? I don't know, man. It's a theory. We'll see if it pans out. But, I mean, the grave could come in big. Because basically anything that prevents PA bursting you in some of these fights is going to feel good. Saves are one way to do that. I mean, another way is, instance block. But there's no instance blocking happening in this game.
Would you care to
Except backtrack.
Elaborate?
Actually, there's backtrack.
Yeah, there's backtrack.
There you go.
You don't want it. I know it's a very specific characteristic that you put out there. You want to elaborate on that, or are you trying to save your strats for TI?
I'm saving my strats.
Okay.
I'm just saying, there's an assassin that's quite good versus the Phantom Assassin that we have not seen yet, called the Templar Assassin, that has a certain spell called Refraction, which gives you...
I thought you were talking about the Stealth Assassin.
Yes, it gives you, that too. Gives you 13 instances of block with talent buffs. Pretty good versus Phantom Assassin late game when she has to try and poke you down and initiate on you.
Yeah? So you're saying there is a carry in late game that doesn't instantly die to PA?
I would try it out, lose, and then ban it, but,
okay,
it's always worth a go. What's happening in this game, however, is another Cheese Dazzle mid versus a melee hero, and Laurel is feeling the pain of the Thompson Daz man right now. It's looking very familiar to the game where he played it against Nisha. He's going to kick him in the tower. I think he's dead, though.
Yeah, he can't actually win this fight, I don't think. He'll try, but Thompson's too fast for him. Oh! Nicely played. He plants a tree and hides behind it outside of the range. If he took another hit...
Roll on him for dominance.
He would have at least had to blow through his fairy fire, but very nicely played. Gets 2 CS with a boulder kick.
Well, I guess that's a maneuver.
Yeah.
Still not doing much for him here, but...
It kind of still leaves him in a
it looked cool.
shit situation.
That's
time to roll all the way home.
It's the Shadow Priest. Sends you into the Shadow Realm.
You think Laurel, they won Riyadh.
Did they?
It was kind of like a moment of
I didn't know.
Not redemption, but Laurel was able to finally prove that, like, hey, I deserve to be on this roster of TI winners. I'm not bringing them down.
Well, not according to Reddit.
But in this game, there are 10 Aegises. Thompson's got 2 of them.
4. Oh, players. Yeah, well, there's AUI. He's got 2.
Yeah, but he's not inside the game.
Would you like to say that to him?
I would.
He's probably listening right now.
I think he would agree with me.
Well, he's too humble. That doesn't count.
I think that's actually part of the most stressful thing about being a coach is you're not inside the game.
It's probably true.
You have to sit back and let your players do what you can, and you have no way to be able to control the fate. Mira, is this going to be our first blood? Has a fairy fire. He's going to be okay. The first blood does happen. It's on the other lane. 33 picks up the kill on Maposhka as he steps forward trying to interrupt the hard
for
camp.
2 for 1.
Yutaro is also going to die? Yeah. 33. That big old octopus on the end of a staff gets a double kill.
And the itemization paying off big time for Tundra in some of these side lanes. An early headdress on Tidehunter, not an item you see very often in the current laning meta because it's very expensive for what it gives, and you have to get it early on in the lane for it to pay off, especially on a core. That is like unheard of, right? So to go this early headdress on the Tide, have the extra regen versus the spam of the Warlock and the PA, pretty damn smart by 33, and it pays off on top of the wand charges as 9 suicides to be able to come back. Just gives them the extra manpower to fight that lane through the early harassing and get the kills on the backside. And now all of a sudden you have a top net worth Tidehunter in this game who's cruising, while his Earth Spirit is continuing to suffer because he cannot lane mid. At this point, Laurel wishes he was playing Ember against Huskar. He would be feeling less pain, I think.
Yeah, legitimately. Nine's going to show up, like Thompson needs the extra help. He gets a refill on the bottle.
But this is what it does. It creates the gank potential. When you have such an advantageous one-on-one, you want to use it. You want to be able to gank, get your supports free kills. It's just extra levels on the board, extra assist gold. This is going to be a tough early game for Team Spirit, I think. I mean, they're doing a pretty good job getting out of these side lanes, and of course, Collapse is free farming. That was pretty much guaranteed. So he can bring them back in terms of tempo. It's going to be the Dazzle show, though. And this is a hero that Thompson's been very successful with this tournament, is very comfortable with. And that can go a long way. He's going to have rune control.
Secure the rune for Mira. He picks up the arcane rune, knowing that 9 and Thompson could very easily bully for it.
They're just going to bring everybody to this rune fight.
Sneaking over here. They're going to catch Mira as he was trying to cut into this lane to protect Laurel's tower. The rollout is going to happen. They'll get the trade. Snake King dies for that pickup on Mira. 1-for-1 trade-off in the mid lane.
Honestly, not too bad for Laurel. I mean, he gets an extra kill, and he gets some time where he doesn't have to 1v1 the Shadow Priest here. Very happy for that. But everybody's free farming on these side lanes. Everybody is just getting solo one-on-ones, and they're not getting harassed as the 2 beefy boys are just pushing in the waves and cutting. Normally, I'd say this kind of favors Axe whenever you're in this position because this is where the hero wants to be. And I don't think Tide can exert the same pressure, but they're going to bring in Skeeter. Extra time dilation. He doesn't have Chrono, though. He's level 5.
That's an awkward move. And he's going to go right back where he came from. Doesn't make it.
He's going to go right back where he came from.
Good job, Laurel. You cost him 3 seconds.
It might come back to bite him.
Hey, missed a CS because of it.
I mean, the real question for me is who comes online faster and exerts pressure in this game? Is it the Tide or is it the Axe? And if it is the Axe, you kind of have to make up for what's happening mid too, right? But the upside is you do have this Axe Dazzle matchup. So the permanent grave that was going to bail you out of the Phantom Assassin jumps in the late game, no longer reliable.
Yeah.
Strategy in shambles out here for Tundra.
There is little aspects, though, to the Shallow Grave. It gives heal amplification, right?
Well, not if you're dunked on.
Yes, if you are dead, you do not get heals. You are correct in that. But
right,
I'm saying...
Roland to contest the rune. He'll kick him back? Thompson in trouble?
Yeah, with all these supports making the rotation over, Thompson is surrounded, but he's going to get the kill on Laurel first. Okay, he dies first, but he does get the kill on Laurel.
Decent amount of gold, I guess, in the 1v4 situation. Thompson still finds something. That's space for the team. Gold for Collapse, as he is pretty far ahead of the pack here. This is going to be a very fast Blink Dagger Axe. He's getting stack priority too.
Man,
it's going to be the Collapse show. You want to take those Ancients away from Yatoro. It's always a tough call. For your own physical health here, always have to consider it. Question with this early Axe Blink is always, what can you do with it though, right? Do you blink in and get a kill because you have damage follow-up with your supports, or do you blink in and die and then your game is ruined?
Yeah, his damage follow-up is not the greatest.
No.
I think Mira being able to put Bedlam on him early on is going to be really good. You're probably going to be guaranteeing a couple of kills in that. But eventually, he's going to need this Earth Spirit.
Yeah, I think that's the big combination. It's the Axe Jump into the Earth Spirit roll, you get the Magnetize going. That's the team fight that Spirit are looking for, because then you can throw the Bonds and the Brambles on top of that, and everything comes together, right? Earth Spirit Warlock, classic combination. Only here you have one of them as a core, so it's even faster. They're going to look for 33. He is very tanky here with early phase boot armor.
He does have Ravage. If he wants to put it to use here, he's going to put it to use last second. Spirith Mage drops the Mystic Flare, and it's enough to be able to kill Laurel, and 33 sneaks away into the trees and TP's out.
Really smart TP here. And it's just going to leave everything to clean up for Skeeter. He does have Chrono if he wants to commit it. Collapse going to show with the blink, but again, the damage.
Yeah, he doesn't really get the jump in. He won it there. He should be able to get the chop on a Snake King. That extra movement speed might lead him to find another kill. 9 is going to be spotted. Nowhere really to run to. Trying to dodge Brambles, but Collapse is there with the call. No mana.
There's mana.
Oh, we can't get a chop.
Big one to get it. Stack number 3 here for Collapse before the 10-minute mark. Damn, that is quite good. Most last hits at 10 minutes too. He is at over 100 at the 10-minute mark. Absolutely decimating the neutral creeps in this game. And a third jump just to seal the deal, but he will not get the dunk because Laurel kicked him away. Laurel, why do you do this?
Shame. Well, he has to make up for it. Redeem his honor by killing Snake King, or at least setting Collapse up for a chop on that one.
Man, why did I ever doubt early Collapse Axe Blink Dagger? Never again.
Don't doubt Collapse on Blink.
Why would I doubt him? He just runs, TP's top, gets 2 supports, goes mid, gets their mid player, and then dunks Snake King again, who respawns and insta-dies. That is quite a bit of momentum for this offlaner. I mean, Laurel's still struggling in this game, but Collapse is definitely going to make up for it. And a last hit for the Earth Spirit here. Very nice.
We got the roll started right before the sounds, but it may not matter. Too many slows, too much range. 9 and Thompson.
Yeah, he's having a rough one. I think there's just not much Spirit can do to help him. It's the way the draft functions. Like, he first picked this Earth Spirit. Tundra picked Dazzle into Grim to make sure, one, he has no lane, and then you have this Soulbind for him later. It just doesn't get much easier in the fight. So Laurel's going to be a liability for quite some time. It's just going to come down to collapsing and Toro making the fights happen. And of course, you get the Magnetized Fatal Bonds combo going. Going to do his job. More stack priority for Collapse will push him up to 118 last hits.
Will
absolutely ridiculous.
Will that be a detriment to Collapse later? Like we were talking about, the combo is the Axe jumps in, the Earth Spirit follows it up. That seems like a pretty dream situation to get a Soulbind onto.
Yeah, you do have to think about it. I mean, you can't get a grip silence out if you're really clutch. Early BKBs are going to help versus Tundra lineup a lot, right? Because they do not have much that goes through the BKB outside of the last pick Faceless Void here. It's something to think about. Also depends who you jump, I guess, if you can find the supports. But I think it's a situation where you don't need too much net worth on this Earth Spirit for him to do his job. You just need to find the right openings. Still, Tundra efficient on the map. They'll double clear through the stacks. Tag team effort here. 33 not used to having to share these, but Thompson didn't get the memo.
Yeah, Thompson is closing on the Aghanim Scepter, so he really wants to get that one. Pipe is complete for 33, thanks to that little bit of gold. Snake King will die in the top lane. Not that big of a deal. Team Spirit bringing 4 heroes for that pickup.
Yeah, they didn't get the dunk either, so huge waste of time for Collapse, to be honest.
Yeah, the blade mail yet?
Of course, his axe is net worth, man. This must be one of the most farmed axes of all time. It's got to be up there.
He even brought a smoke with him to deliver that blade mail. That is nice.
He is incredibly strong right now. Pretty much a guaranteed kill on anybody you find with any sort of follow-up spell. And they really want Thompson or Skeeter here. That's who they're looking for. They might find Thompson.
Perfect catch. If they can kill him, the Bedlam's doing a lot of damage, and the Shallow Grave can't protect him. The silence does stop the extra bit of chop there. Culling Blade charges not going up yet.
Just gonna go again. Ooh, the map pressure Collapse is creating right now with this Bedlam follow-up is really nice because the cooldowns are just so damn low, right?
Yeah.
That's the nice thing about Bedlam here. 30 seconds. There are not many ults from a support in the game that are this low cooldown for an axe to just play off of. Like, even Skywrath ult, it's low cooldown, but it takes so much more of your mana pool. The uptime is not necessarily guaranteed, and even that's 60 seconds. So you're looking at 2 for 1. This is quite a nice combination with the change. Team Spirit showing off all the little synergies here, making the map work for them from a very precarious early game with that mid matchup dominating a lot of the rune control and the rune battle that they had to commit to. That'll be a double damage in the river for Laurel as Collapse makes another move towards bottom. But that is a pipe Tidehunter. Early utility for 33, just wants to shore up the team fight. And he is still #1 net worth in this game. That's the crazy part. Somehow he has overcome, well, he falls back down, but he is neck and neck with Collapse in terms of farming it up.
That's those ancient stacks.
Oh yeah. 2 big boys in this game right now. Who would you rather have? Utility 33, the Wraith Pact abuser, or Giga Chad Collapse?
Well, considering you called him a Giga Chad and there's no Wraith Pact, I feel like you may have put your thumb on the scale there a little bit.
Giga Chad Collapse. Blink Dagger, honest player.
I mean, I am a Blink Dagger offlaner at heart, so I'm going to go with Collapse, but
it's good to have him back, you know.
All right, so we got the anchor. They were talking about the Tide versus PA matchup, how it's kind of a debate. Tide can do fine in the lane, but later on, he's kind of gets broken and killed by the PA. But the Tidehunter does have this tool that is kind of new to lock down the PA.
I mean, this spell is just good, I think.
Yeah.
Just straight up, I think it's good in almost any game, 90%. The fact it's just a long duration leash that's pretty hard to kill for most melee heroes is, I mean, it just gives Tide a new way to play the fights like this, right? Suddenly he's just locking down a mobility hero forever.
The rend damage is going to come out. He's going to pop the Ravage to make sure he gets it.
That's the type of interaction, you know, you've played against this hero for 10 years. You might just underestimate it a bit. It's only your leash forever.
I'll be honest, Laurel's pretty young. I'm not sure if he's played Dota for 10 years.
How old is he? 16?
7-9, 1,000 net worth lead for Tundra as we're setting up to a point where Roshan has got to be an objective both teams are thinking about. Collapse. Smoke breaks on him. ETP's out. Nobody can get caught here.
TP to his outpost, man. That was a little greedy, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
A little greedy there by Collapse, but he'll get away with it.
They stick around. They drop a ward before they retreat. I have a feeling Team Spirit, they want to keep playing here if they can.
I mean, are they thinking that Tundra is going to potentially go for early Roshan, right? You have the Dazzle Tidehunter lineup, so you have some minus armor. And this Dazzle honestly does it pretty reliably with extra sustain. It's not an objective you want to give up your Spear, but I don't know if Tundra are thinking about it this early. They've got to face this Void lineup with Midas Maelstrom.
Yeah, I was going to say, their carry. Skeeter probably is not interested in Roche.
Not at all. Blade Mail Reflect, but you have some spell lifesteal.
They're slowed down quite a bit here. If they can't finish off this Earth Spirit, he will deliver some retribution here. The Golems will do the work. Laurel doesn't have to. It's going to roll out here, see if he can find the other support. He knows Snake King's around. Rolls through the trees, spots him. Is his roll going to hit? It does. In time, stops that TP. A second pickup.
And meanwhile, bottom, the real prize as Collapse combines with Yatoro for some damage to find Skeeter. think Skeeter thought he was safe because he saw all these supports top, but of course Yatoro happy to get involved here, and that Blade Mail doing a number on this Maelstrom Faceless Void. It's a very good Axe matchup for a lot of the game, pretty much forever, I think.
Yeah,
until you're like 4 or 5 slotted with like Scotty Satanic or something.
And they've been looking for that kill. I think they were looking for that kill when they initially grabbed the Blade Mail and smoked.
Yes.
Right? And they have been eluded by Skeeter this entire time until now.
I mean, unfortunately, Thompson, read that smoke and tanked it for his boy very deliberately.
Of course, of course.
But this time, that Dazzled nowhere to be found. I also think this Ags rush from 9 it's interesting. I want to say it's greedy because you could go for some interim item like a Veil or even just casual Force Staff. Maybe, I mean, Atos we don't see anymore, but these types of items traditionally have been the go-to for Skywrath to build some momentum on the map. This is just like, I'm just going to scale into the late game. I'm just going to be the ultimate carry. And Skywrath is another one of these supports in the current meta, like these Dark Willows, that if you get to the ultra late game that gets really weird and you get 4 or 5 slots, you do just carry the game. This hero becomes absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Especially with all the armor stacks you build up, you're just going out.
You get the shard and you've got all this magic resistance from intelligence and the armor. Yeah.
Initially, I was thinking the Skywrath versus PA matchup is, I mean, incredibly PA favored, but if you get to the ultra late and you just go in with Scion armor and it's one of the supports that can actually get armor through its spells as opposed to having to buy a plate mail or something that won't do anything anyway. So then when you get one shot, it'll at least happen a little slower.
I almost survived through that one shot, guys.
Thompson will have more time to grave you. Still, Tundra looking for some sort of team fight, I think, with this Chrono Ravage they haven't been able to use on the map, as it's just getting split by the Phantom Assassin they can't see, and Collapse constantly shoving in bottom. Now it's going to be daytime Roche. The Poshka will follow it.
Is that the worst thing, though? They're not able to get a Chronosphere plus Mystic Flare, but they're not really behind for it. They're down by 2k net worth, but that's not that bad. And they probably feel confident about their late game, right? I mean, I feel like in some ways they did orient their lineup for late game. That's what the panel said anyway.
Who said that?
The panel.
Yeah, was it Fear or was it Synderen?
I think it was Synderen.
Noted. See what happens here. Just note that down, chat. Note that down.
Noted.
Here's again the...
Hey, there it is.
Yeah, the old Courier Tormentor abuse. Not as exciting the second time, but just as disgusting, for sure. Oh, they tipped them because they know. Like, yeah, we saw the clip, man. You're not that cool. I mean, you are cool, but...
maybe I was about to say, isn't that... I feel like that tip is saying, you're really cool, Thompson. That's what I think when people tip me in pubs.
That's not the case.
They're saying, wow, Cap, you're so cool.
Nobody's ever said that in their entire life. I'm surprised neither team has manned up for this Roche yet. This game, because the game just feels so slow. I mean, there is a lot of AoE teamfight around the pit. You don't want to get caught in there, but sometimes these games that are stalemates, somebody just usually does it. It'll be another Bedlam jump and another dunk for...
Yeah, silence him. Don't let that dunk happen.
Dunk for Collapse in his mind. I don't know.
He thought real hard about Collapse.
I feel like we're just playing the PA game, right? If I have Phantom Assassin and this game is pretty slow and I'm getting to my Phantom Assassin's 3rd, 4th item and I'm going into Roshan with my Desolator timing and no one's touched me, I'm pretty confident in this meta I'm going to win the game. Or it's the game plan that I want to have happening. Now, if something goes wrong, you get stalled, it goes to 80 minutes. Of course, anything can happen, but this feels like the PA show. And it's going to maybe just come down to Skeeter or 33 finding Yatoro and getting a big ult landed on him. And that just seems difficult in today's game. You're doing it against the original PA god as well. This guy was playing PA before it was cool, before it was good, before anybody knew who he was.
I still think there's some options. Even though they have an axe, I still feel like there's some options here for the counterplay with Shallow Grave.
Oh, so you're buying into my theory now.
What was your theory?
The old permagrave, and then he can't kill anybody. You know, you get the Juju armor too. So if Dazzle goes in, he casts like 8 graves. Then you can't kill the Dazzle because he's got 80% physical resist.
Snaking will maybe not die again. The Chronosphere actually hitting the 2 supports here. Skeeter popping his BKB a little bit early, but they're going to drop all their ultimates for this 3-man they found, but they're not going to be able to get Collapse. He got a call. Oh, and there it is. The Culling Blade through the shallow grave. They throw an anchor onto Collapse, trying to chase after him. Yatoro, though, he is on a rampage through the Tundra heroes, or at least trying to. Now he's been controlled up, but the Dazzle turns and fights. Is that BKB plus the armor going to be enough? Thompson on the run.
No crit.
No crit.
No crit.
Yet. Still doesn't have one, but he only needs a hit. Oh, but there it is. The shallow grave now comes in, and Thompson has no way out of this one. He's throwing damage at Yatoro. It's not going to do enough.
I mean, but it looked almost there, you know what I'm saying? You saw the potential.
The perma shallow grave isn't ready yet.
Yatoro was definitely frustrated at the end of that fight. We'll put it that way. Nonetheless, he gets up to 6 Deso charges. Doesn't even have to expend the Aegis here. They do find Collapse on the backside, so technically an even fight. Honestly, not that bad for Tundra, considering it's an Aegis PA hitting a peak right now. And it was a pretty nice start with this Chrono. It's just...
I mean, there wasn't the immediate follow-up, right? The fact that you had to use the Ravage to kill both the supports.
Yeah, it didn't feel great.
Yeah.
And then you had to chase down Collapse afterwards anyway.
Yeah.
If Skeeter gets a time walk up there, he doesn't get killed in the initial call, that fight might go a lot better for Tundra. And you can see the potential of their sustained team fight here, especially with all the spell damage. You're going to burst down anybody in this Chrono really fast if everybody's online.
Back over to the other side, Snaking trying to hide, not going to make it, but is maybe going to be saved by 33 here with the anchor. Put on to the Earth Spirit, so much damage. Collapse has jumped in. Culling Blade, no, gets the heal just in time. Thompson, well played with that counterplay. Stops Collapse from getting the Culling Blade now. He doesn't have that extra bit of movement speed to get out as easily. 33's going to keep chasing.
Yatoro is coming. He is here. He wants to try and make something happen.
Feel confident about being able to burst down the Tidehunter. They go for it, and they've got him. Thompson, he's going to need some help here. Gets an Inkswell. Yatoro going to chase after Skeeter. Double crits!
See you later! You should have banned it! No. You fool! You should have banned it.
They thought they had the answer, but Yatoro has proven there is no answer to his Phantom Assassin.
Yeah, Skeeter's rolling up his sleeve looking for an ace, but is not going to be there this time. He pays the price, doesn't even get the BKB off. You blink and you miss it quite literally here. This PA is a problem. And this is the downside of that slowish game from Tundra. I mean, you had some momentum off the mid. You have a lot of net worth on these cores, but you can't control the map. You can't find Yatoro. You're not creating a carry differential, and
was that 3 crits in a row?
No, it was 2. Let's not get out of control.
I feel like it was 3. He got 1 on the jump, then he daggered, the dagger crit.
It might have been 3, actually, yeah. But it didn't show the number for the first one. Nonetheless, 12 Deso charges up to Basher. Level 22 here.
Yeah, and he's rushing straight to the Abyssal, too.
Oh, it was. He triple crit him.
Well, let's not get too excited here. Let's not get too excited here, Avery.
Honestly, I would just top left him. I'm gone. Good luck, boys. Here, AUI, you play for me. I don't want to play Dota2 anymore today. Can my hero do that? Imagine your face is void in this game. You're like, I gotta hit a 3-man Chrono. I gotta get a time dilation on Surf Spirit. I gotta look for some bashes. Yatoro shows up, press 1 button, you're gone. Definitely a lot more straightforward. He'll claim another objective. He still has this Aegis. It seemed like forever. He's gotten so much value out of this.
And the upside, 15 seconds, he won't have the Aegis anymore.
Yeah, that's an upside if you can see him. The issue is he extracted so much out of this time period. You're looking at the net worth, but I also mentioned the levels, right?
Yeah.
He's so far ahead of the Faceless Void in both categories. It is ridiculous. This is going to be, it's going to be a mountain to overcome. It is not going to be an easy game for Tundra if they want to pull this one back. It's going to have to be back of some crazy good teamfight spellcasting with their ultimates, protecting the backline here. They have 3 backline heroes. I mean, Dazzle's a pseudo backline, but it really is on the jump. The Anchor controlling the Earth Spirit, getting a good soulbind out, and then finding the PA with the Ravage or the Chrono. If you don't connect on one of those two, I think the game's going to be hard. And Team Spirit know this, so it means green light for Collapse to jump in, find these big targets. You can also blink call this Tide with the break going in. It's not a free front line for 33 this game.
Yep.
And Kaya, I like this Kaya build on the Axe. You get larger threshold for your ult here. More damage coming through.
Yeah, this is the second half of the build for Axe that you a lot of times don't see, because so many times Axe is able to make a big splash early on, but then he's usually dying. He's not keeping that net worth up, but
he has kept the net worth up this game.
Yeah, 60,000 ahead of anybody else on the side of Tundra.
Now, normally you would have Phylactery with this build.
Of course, yeah, that is the standard.
Yeah, so you know,
set by Avery Silverman.
He's not quite at the TI-16 meta, but we'll give it to him here. Toro, he's showing on the wave. This is a battle for control over Roche. I mean, Roche is not spawning that soon, so I think Tundra just looking for a team fight. They have Shivas on 33. He's going to try and frontline now. Maybe the Shivas is enough. He can just show and bait the jump, but it's pretty spooky with this PA break and the crits. I honestly think you just get deleted. This could set up a Chrono.
This is the pre-Roche fight. When you have those long cooldowns,
yeah, it is.
You get a fight now, or you don't fight at all. If it like 30 seconds go by, you don't get anything, you really don't actually want to fight, because otherwise your cooldowns may be on when Roshan actually spawns.
It's also setting up the vision, right? Tundra get 3 obs on this bottom part of the map. It's going to be daytime Roche. They're going to pay off in the later portion, but smoke
Vision
from
matter. Team Spirit gets an initiation on him. Gets a 2-man silence. Jumps onto the Tide Hunter. Tide Hunter broken.
Can't ravage anything.
Can't ravage anything. BKB, because the other heroes have initiated on the rest of Tundra. A big jump in from both Laurel and Collapse. Pretty much taking out any resistance that Tundra had left. Thompson, he's going to be chased down. Blink away, actually.
All right,
he can stay out. Yeah, thanks to the constant refreshing
got the Scion armor.
Dagger, he's going to be able to jump away. 9 Scion that.
He had the Scion armor.
He sure did, but
I mean, he tanked a couple of hits.
He had
there.
an extra 26 armor.
Oh, it looked kind of cool until PA showed up. And that's the problem. I mean, who can frontline versus hero? This is the Tide PA matchup. Yatoro just jumps him. Didn't even need a stun. Just solo kills 33 in the course of 2 or 3 seconds without any follow-up or control. And then the call can catch Skeeter. Just way too much freedom right now for this Phantom Assassin. And they don't have a vision mechanism. That's another piece of the puzzle you have to solve with this hero. Okay, you have Chrono. You can kill him in the Chrono. Yatoro will die. You have to be able to see him.
Speaking of see him, Yatoro sees Thompson. Thompson does not see Yatoro. And that vision's about to become even harder, because the Aghanim Scepter is going to be the next item built by Yatoro.
Look at the early Ags on the Earth Spirit as well from Laurel. He's caught up in this game, opted for that Stone Shard. He can just go in and even save Yatoro if it really comes to it. Or Stone
vision, it just
kick somebody in.
His meld still not breaking, man. This is so insane.
Well, they know.
They blink for it.
They didn't know
that he's actually there. They get him inside the Chronosphere, but it's after he popped his BKB. They are blowing everything they have to be able to control him up at the BKB. Nobody gets stone for him. He gets kicked away. Savior of Laurel. But they had the Grimace on him still, so they knew where it was after. They chase after him now with the PA. Finally dead. The Menace is gone. And Team Spirit have to give up this Roshan, try and not lose as many heroes as possible on their way out. It looks like they did manage to evac the 3 heroes still alive. They're all out.
That was
Tundra claim a big prize.
Such a sick save by Laurel, but it just doesn't matter because the Anchor and the Phantom Chase, the Vision, was still on Yatoro, and it's enough to finish him off.
Yeah, the Phantom Embrace stays on you even though you're in stone.
Something chased him. It also was probably some of the bolts from the Skywrath.
Yep, that also was following him, yeah.
Either way, that whole fight starts by 33, I think accidentally blinking on Yatoro. That was my impression.
I mean, he popped Shivas. He must have seen something.
It's because he got spooked off the cliff. So Spirit were about to threaten going on 33 on top of that high ground, I believe, and he just wanted to get out of there because the bramble got thrown. I legit think he accidentally blinked on Yatoro here. And either way, it sets up the dream as they finally find the Phantom Assassin.
Oh yeah, that was the anchor.
Notice the pre-grave on Skeeter as well there, just to prevent any crit shenanigans. They're already thinking about it. Damn, that damage in the Chrono is severe, even with the BKB coming out to negate some of it. You get caught, you're gonna die. That's what this pick is designed to do, and that is a huge team fight win for Tundra. As they get Aegis on the Void, which is massive this game, because now, even if you jump Skeeter, he can come back and you have a better shot of finding where the PA is in the fight. He also got up to that level 20, a massive talent for the hero with this Mjolnir Midas build. So much attack speed, so much proc action. If you get to MKB now, it's pretty much guaranteed you'll kill Yatoro in a Chrono.
Which is probably guaranteed because he has the Aegis, right? This should give him the window to be able to get plenty of farm.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is you can kill the Void without committing the PA going in.
Oh, that's nice. Look, he's going to be able to block an additional 24 damage when he gets hit by the 2,000 crit from PA.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty nice.
Every little bit helps, you know? You know, the next fight when he lives on 2 HP, you're not going to be laughing, are you?
Yeah, that's true. If that happens.
He's strewn in the river, not a double damage. They will take it, and Lincoln's on top, so going to help him be protected from some of these daggers. Try and guarantee that grave coming out. And there's so much spell damage in the tank. Got the anchor. I'll force a quick BKB. This stone save is also very important for Spirit. It's becoming more important in this game in terms of, I feel like you might even consider Aether Lens to maybe be able to stone him in the Chrono. That's a consideration here. Blink might also give you some more mobility. It's hard to get it while he's, because if you save Yatoro in the Chrono, this game becomes way more reliable for Team Spirit in the fights. That's pretty much the biggest threat.
Yeah.
And you don't have another save. You have a Terrorize, but they're all going to be BKB'd.
Can't figure out that soon, though. They start going to really late game where you maybe have a refresher on the Void. It's a funny little puzzle that's happening between these two teams. Yatoro finds the pick onto the Skywrath Mage.
That'll be the 7th death for 9. He approaches his lucky number. Yeah, Ghost Scepter, not doing too much for you there. Good try. You know, you bought the physical defensive item on a support versus physical carry, and dumbass.
You know, it's so stupid. He's got this Defiant Shell on PA. Just thinking about that, just thinking about like somebody hitting the Void and killing themselves because she automatically.
It works in Chrono too, right? So
yeah.
Yeah, you never know. Might come out here. He also hit that level 25. Really strong talent for the hero. And you know what? Synderen brought up the point that it's also the 27, the 26, 27 talents for this hero that are also really good, because you get this level 10 talent back, and it's -2 cooldown on dagger. That's really what makes the late game so spooky.
Right.
And not many carries have a talent like that to go back to. It's impactful. Abyssal out.
Oh my god.
Okay. You got BKBs for it.
Yeah. I don't think Team Spirit are going to be feeling too confident about going back in. They're going to use the Ravage here, knowing they've caught at least something
stone
here.
kick.
Turned into stone and kicked away, but the anchor's still on him, so they know where he's at.
Yatoro.
Meanwhile, they know the dagger is coming from somewhere over there. 33, kind of leading the charge, being a bulwark between him, the PA, and the rest of his team.
Very dangerous to stay here.
Those supports.
That was so fast by Spirit. Well, that's your Aegis. So much for the front line.
He did get to that MKB, though, on the Faceless Void.
Yeah, he did. It's worth mentioning, as well as Penta Edge Sword here. That is really going to escalate this damage in the burst. But it's got to be in a Chrono. There is no other way to see what he wants to hit here outside of landing that spell. Was also refreshed from Collapse, so that'll be on cooldown here, but no big deal, as the second the BKBs are out, Spirit don't really want to fight that regardless. And you're kind of just angling towards this next Roshan. You want to get lanes in, you want to control the vision as much as possible. Side lane's getting shoved in right now for Team Spirit. They want to draw Tundra back on the map. And of course, Tundra have to play more clumped because they're afraid of getting jumped from the Axe or the Phantom Assassin. Team Spirit doing a decent job abusing this, as they always do, just setting up threat on multiple areas of the map with deep lane wards. This Ops top is probably going to pay dividends in the next few minutes here, setting up for this Roshan. It's a scary map for Tundra. You just don't see much. And Laurel did go back for that blink, so that was his option of choice here. He does have some ability to maybe saving Chrono if it's on the very edge. But
just having about Octarine is his next item, but I do kind of agree with you that Aether Lens would go a long ways. No, now he's thinking about Eul Scepter, which he could, you know, go for the upgraded Euls, which is another good save to the Chronosphere.
I mean, I'm sure he asked Yatoro. He's like, yo, Yatoro, do you need me to save you in the Chrono? And you know what Yatoro said, so.
What'd he say?
You think this guy's going to be able to Chrono me? Yatoro God? No.
Nobody Chronospheres Yatoro God twice.
That's right. Laurel, if you buy that Aether Lens, I'm going to kick you from the team. Trust me. They will trust him as he pushes towards an early... I was about to say an early Divine, but I assume it's Nullifier, and it is flying out.
Hey, there we go. We got a little bit of extra cast range. Telescope on Maposhka.
That's true. Team synergy here. I also like the top inventory there, you know. That's a nice one. It's a real nice one, you know. Just every bit of armor Snake King can generate in a empty slot in a windlace. He's got 67% physical resist. I mean, it's about as good as you're going to get. We'll see if it does anything for him here.
It's not going to do anything. There's no way it does anything.
It kind of did something.
Ravage, that was beautiful. Hits on 3. The Chronosphere, but he didn't quite grab the PA. Only grabbed the Earth Spirit. They're going to blow him up inside of that one. But what about the PA? Yatoro backed out of that fight. Now he goes in. His BKB is down, but the dagger actually went over. Killed the Faceless Void while he was going for the Skywrath Mage. Oh, that is just perfect for Yatoro. And now with the Faceless Void gone, there is no more threat. They're going to roll over the rest of Tundra. They'll keep themselves alive for as long as possible, but Thompson eventually falls. Is it just me, or did Collapse not use his Culling Blade there? On the shallow grave of Dazzle.
Oh, yeah, on cooldown.
Oh, he missed one, huh?
Still, that was a triple dagger split that hit the Faceless Void as Skeeter was going for, would you believe it, a double damage that has spawned top. And that dagger crit, and he died. And
how much HP did the Faceless Void have?
He didn't have a lot. He definitely had probably under... He had under probably 800 or 900, but... You know.
Well, it did 835.
What can you do? What can you do sometimes? You just die. Another kickback. Laurel's done a tremendous job finding these openings.
They managed to get a buyback out of the Faceless Void without the Chronosphere. That's great.
Yeah,
I thought for a second there, Tundra were going to hold on to all their buybacks.
Still have a cheese on the Void. You can anchor him up. BKB is back up for Yatoro. I'm just going to sit here.
They anchor him. They phantom him. Everything they can. None of it's enough.
You went Martyr's Plate, by the way.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
Not an item you traditionally see on an Agi carry. But he probably feels as though he has more damage than he'll ever need on this hero, so why not just take him a little extra survivability versus all the spell damage?
Sure, if he gets in the Chronosphere, gets caught in the Chronosphere and he doesn't have BKB.
Right. It's a decent amount of EHP, though I actually think it doesn't... Like, you're probably getting bursted or you're not, you know?
Sure.
I think the spell damage here from Tundra is overwhelming. It's an interesting choice. He's playing the thresholds. There's a decent amount of spell damage, especially with like this E-Blade coming out in the amp, counteracting some of it. 33 is going to pop. Does he blind go? He missed them in the trees.
Misses all these heroes in the trees. Laurel's going to pop out. They spot a Thompson. They go for him. The Aeon Disc. They manage to get the Chronosphere on these two heroes on top of... Well, look at that call! Collapse on the edge of the Chronosphere, draws in the Faceless Void, puts him down. Still though, the Soulbind with the magic damage is doing its work here. Toro's 25% from the Martyr's Blade, kept him alive a little bit longer, but it wasn't quite enough. Somehow, Collapse, beautiful save and kill on the Faceless Void does not lead to a Team Spirit victory.
He didn't get the BKB off on the PA. He just took so much spell damage in that Chrono. It was ridiculous. It was all the Skywrath Mage here. Wait, he got Collapse with a global bolt. What?
No way.
A shot from across the map ends Axe's career. As he did not go to Fountain, he went to the lanes to shove it in. Collapse. That did so much damage.
1,040 damage? What?
Wait, he must have had like 5 on him or something that chased him.
It had to be. Ravage going to be used as Mira. Taking a lot of damage here. Last time he was able to Shadow Realm, blink away, not so this
Collapse
time.
buyback.
Though, that's going to be able to put down the Dazzle. Thompson does have a buyback, refreshes, grabs the call, gets it. Snake King will die as well. Those two both have buyback, but unlikely to use it. They're going to give this Roshan to Yutoro.
So damn fast and decisive there from Collapse. Gets put down on the other side of the map and says, hell no. You're not taking anything away from me. Insta-buys, insta-refreshes for double call, double dunk. What a bizarre sequence.
They had to buy back on their carry to get this, but Aegis and cheese for Yutoro.
It's definitely worth, right? Taking Aegis away from Tundra is the real big prize here because now no one can frontline for them. No one is safe against this dagger spam, and you have that level 10 talent. I mean, it's ridiculous I'm saying that, but you have the second level 10 talent for the Phantom Assassin, so these are really low cooldown daggers coming out in the late game that really hurt here. 4 seconds. That is the power of the extra levels. He's got pretty much max Deso charges. This PA hurts, man. It really hurts. You're going to need some more Wraith Bands for these supports.
Arcane Blink for the X.
Matches the cooldowns. Collapse will try and find the openings. He has found them all game. One more, you're going to get Megas. Might just end it here. The question is, do you push with this Aegis 4 minutes? You're not going to have buyback on your 2 big cores. A couple minutes after this Aegis expires, it's a risky go. Like, even if you get Megas, this game might not end, so you're risking losing to claim objectives that don't necessarily win you the game. Doesn't sound great to me, right? Now, if you find the Faceless Void, you know he does not have buyback right now. So that is the best jump for Spirit, and they will take that. If Skeeter shows, you take that Faceless Void, you dunk him down, you get a 5-on-4. And of course, you can always just spam daggers out and play it slow. Laurel can also kick somebody back, take a fight displacement that might be a bit safer. Options are on the table here for Team Spirit. It's just about how safe, how conservative do you want to play it right now? How much do you want to push it with no buybacks? If you're Tundra, I almost feel like you want Team Spirit to take that risk. It might be your best chance to swing this game is an overextension to tier 4s where your defensive spells really can shine.
Watching Skeeter's positioning, he is sitting behind his team. The only time he ever pokes his head out is when he time walks and then instantly reverse time walks.
A lot of armor being built up on this Tundra side. They're doing a really nice job of not giving easy targets for Yutoro to clear through. I mean, everything's easy for this hero, but even if it takes a couple extra hits to get through these supports, it counts for something. Quick smoke from Tundra looking on the side. They do have this level 25 talent on Tide, extra Ravage stun duration. Pretty big one if 33 can find the opening.
I mean, the times really link up here. This Aegis expiring and the buyback coming back.
Laurel just went in.
Laurel, he gets spotted by 33, does manage to turn him into stone, kicks him out. 33 is going to be guided straight into the arms of Collapse. Gets the call, Shallow Grave, the heal. It is enough, but he refreshes and he gets the calling blade anyway. Collapse with the counter to all the heal coming out from Thompson. Can't get him the first time, he'll get him the second.
No hesitation on the trigger. That is a refresher down, but you still have a BKB up for Collapse.
Yutaro sees his opportunity. Jumps onto Sneaky, but the Shallow Grave
That
holding
soul bind.
alive. The Soul Bind and all that extra damage, man. The magic damage is intense, but the call from Collapse, it got the Faceless Void. He doesn't need the PA to be able to kill the enemy
No
carry.
bind.
Collapse is doing it all by himself. The Ravage finally comes through, but they're going to have to do it without their Faceless Void. The magic damage is what's going to have to push them through, but Collapse with another three-man call. He keeps on hitting him. He chops down one, looks for another. Never mind, Yatoro will just cleave through them both at the same time. Collapse has hit every single initiation needed to end this game. An emphatic move from the offlaner of Team Spirit.
He wants
jumping
stack
time after time.
16, and he's gonna get it with a rampage to clean him up. See ya in game 2, Tundra. This one belongs to Collapse entirely as he puts on an Axe masterclass right here from the start of that game to the end. Just straight up carry.